Hi everyone. Alright, fam. Hi everyone. Welcome
I'ma
to
drop it
my
like it's hot, like I'm Judy. Throw it back, make a nigga throw it all. Make a run. My bitches can't stand me, my niggas say I'm good. Look, they see it, big. I'm in the fast car, shut up in that Grand Prix. Pull up with some snatch.
action.
Now introducing
Quest Simulations.
Hi everyone. This is Lay, aka the Jet. So welcome to all my new passengers and my fellow loyal ones too. Alright, so this is just a test segment. We'll see if we want to post this, but basically the premises of this show basically is to talk about controversial topics and to give y'all my unique perspective on them and to basically expand the mind of human consciousness.
Nice.
Yes, I know that's very elaborative, but yeah, that is my mission and that is my point of being here. So the first topic I want to talk about is the whole men versus women phenomenon as far as in the dating world. It's very popular right now that men talk about and think that women are like gold diggers. Of course, not all men think this, right? But as far as what I've been seeing on my Instagram timeline and just in different conversations and discourse, it seems like men think that women only have basic things to offer as far as just their private parts, their genitalia, and nothing really else. They're money hungry, they're just desperate for all that, right? And I'm here to tell you that that is all wrong. Now, of course, you have some people that, are a part of that category, right? They are gold diggers, blah, blah, blah. But nonetheless, that's always been a thing, right? Same goes for men, right? But I think the problem is that men have to realize that it's not enough male leaders, right? And when I mean lead, I mean leaders in pretty much anything that is proactive, positive, helping your community in some type of way. You could be a sports coach, whether it's basketball, track, soccer, you name it. That's one form of leading. But you can also just lead in different social issues and topics. It's a lot of different things that we talk about that we have problems with, and we just talk about them, right? But we're not really making a call to action about any of these things. And I'm trying to think about the most prevalent example that I can achieve. Well, I am black, clearly. But
really, nigga?
It's the ethnicity I claim to be. And I feel like, especially in the black community, and I, go to Temple University, so gun violence may be a big factor right now, yeah. And within that, I think we can have different leaders, maybe people not necessarily trying to stop the violence, but to limit it, because as we all know, violent crimes are just impossible to eliminate across the whole world, right? I mean, that's part of human nature, right? You have the yin and yang, black and white. We need one. We can't have one without the other, right? We need balance. But we could definitely limit at the rate that gun violence is right now. So yeah, just different leaders, right? And to, I guess, elaborate on that more, women like men with ambition, right? And
3 hours later.
We need more of that. We need more ambition towards different goals, aspirations. Like I said, it doesn't have to be the biggest thing, but it has to be something that can help the youth, of course, and to also help us come together as a unit, as a collective in society. And whether you believe in gender norms or rules or not, men were made and born to lead. Whether that's their families, their overall society, we need different people for different things. So basically, right, when you have a man and a woman come together, right, we're trying to figure out, well, what do you bring to the table, right? What are your strengths? What are your weaknesses? What are your strengths? What are your weaknesses, right? On both sides. And the problem now is that, in my opinion, women are becoming overly independent, which can be a pro, right? It could be very positive. But that's also because men are lacking to be leaders. Hence, I've been talking about this whole leading thing since the beginning of this topic, because it's really important that we obtain more male leaders for women to look up to, hence to look up to, That way they don't feel like they had to be extra independent or they can only depend on a man for his money. Have you depend on a man for his money. If you only show off your money, whether that's with your shoes or you work this job and you're just claiming money as your identity, right? You make a lot of money, right? Blah blah blah. That's your only thing about yourself, right? You don't have any hobbies, you don't draw, you don't make films, you don't do anything, right? Like I said, that whole ambition thing, that all connects to that. If you don't have that, it's very hard for a woman to look at you and say, all right, well, I'm not going to just use him for his money. I'm going to use him for his mind. What can he offer me mentally? What can he teach me? Because a lot of women like men who can put them onto something. Whether they verbally tell you that or not, that's what they're thinking. Like I said, it could be in different categories. It's so many different things you could be knowledgeable of. You pick your niche and you find the woman or multiple, or you know what I'm trying to say, you find someone that can be compatible in what you have knowledge of. Because not every woman is going to be have the same interest as you, right? As we all know that. So the first step is to basically gain knowledge in a particular area, right? And once you have that, you can be able to now teach that knowledge. Hence, teaching that's a form of leadership. Teach that knowledge to your peers. So it's not just a woman thing, even though that is basically the premise of this topic. But you want to be able to teach your surroundings of what you have learned and how you can apply that within every individual in your circle, right? Because the thing is, we're trying to build a community. We're trying to build a collective of people that are knowledgeable of different topics and can use that knowledge to then create a project or create some type of form of action to then put that out in public. And I wish I had some more examples before I freaking recorded this. That way to put like it in your minds of what I mean. But it could be simply as this, right? So I learned about the politics and the laws of Pennsylvania, right? And one of the laws in Pennsylvania, we're trying to like do school reform, right? School reform, maybe we're trying to get a more variety of content in school textbooks, whether that is career focused, right? So if you want to be an engineering college, maybe we have more courses focused on engineering, or something as basic as freaking cooking, for example. Like everybody needs to know how to cook to survive, in my opinion, right? So maybe we need to start bringing back cooking classes in school, right? So the man, right? And of course women can learn too, we're not saying this, right? But as I mentioned, leadership here, having the leadership, a man is then going to research politics, the laws in regards to school policies in Pennsylvania, because that's the state I'm in currently, and of course whatever state you're in, it applies there. And essentially you're going to learn the basic foundation on how you can implement a cooking class in maybe all schools. That would be ideal, but maybe some schools in your area, just to start, to get that idea going. But of course one person can't do this himself, right? So that's where the man who learns this knowledge then teaches his partner, girlfriend, or maybe the people who's dating, his friends, this knowledge, right? And they all come together to collaborate onto something to help fix this issue or implement this goal. And I guess going back to piggybacking to like the relationship aspect, it is more likely for a woman to follow you if you have some type of ambition in anything.
I slowly started to be seduced by him. Like he started to seduce me.
Not anything. More so productive in society, to say the least. But yeah, a woman can only use what she's offering. Quite frankly, the only thing that you men have to offer is money. Like,
got him. Got him.
I mean, of course there are male leaders, but there's not enough. Like, to be honest, I'm on campus and I can't really name, unless I don't know them. Of course, if you want to meet me, come right over. But no, we need more male leaders, activists, whatever you want to call them. We need more of that in not just the Black community, but overall, the world in general. Down to everybody thinks that the presidents, all these people are important. I mean, they are, but they are in a lot of different ways. But as far as like the level that we're on, if you know, you know, we need male leaders, period. And I mean, period, I mean, we need them heavy, immensely. I mean, it's ridiculous how much we need y'all. So yeah, that is Layla's insight about why we need more male leaders, and why, to me, it's such a phenomenon that women are using men for money, because literally that's all y'all have. And don't get me wrong, I can't blame y'all. I mean, we are in a era, or maybe we've always been in an era of survival. So you literally have to work to survive, right? You have to make money to eat, to do fun things you may want to do, right? But we also have to take a step back and realize that money isn't everything. And of course, it's easy for me to say, because I guess because I'm in college, I don't really have but so many responsibilities on my plate right now. But essentially, if we are able to make time for entertainment, right? Able to watch Netflix on our own YouTube, we're able to go to the football game on Saturday, right? If we are able to make time for such activities, we have time to be involved in other ways in our community. It's just the lack of ambition, in my opinion, and the lack of knowledge and the resources. We have to start expanding our mind and start really wanting to strive for a better place in society. The question of the day is, why do men get used for money?
Because what else do they provide?
All right, keep going.
Because that's exactly what they're supposed to do.
Okay.
Provide traditional values. They want traditional women. Your value is money. And they put so much value in, oh, I make money, I do that. Okay. If that's what you're putting on the table, if that's what your value is, that's the only thing I can extract out of you. You don't say, oh, I'm a good person because X, Y, and Z. I do this, that, and the third. You only talk about the money you make. So that's the only thing that I can get out of you.
Like, a girl could use a nigga for money because she don't have a job. She don't got a job, she a city girl. And she just shaking up that ass for a nigga, and she's having a good ass time. I mean, girls don't want to spend their own money, so they gonna be like, I want a nigga to do it for me. I want somebody else to spend money on me. I want to be pampered. I want to be treated like a princess. Girls want to be treated like a princess. But then you got girls that deadass got their own motion. Me personally, I never spent no money on a girl if she wasn't mine. So.
And yeah, I'm trying to think of any final points I have today. But that's what I really wanted to get off my chest, because I definitely, as far as a woman who doesn't see men for money, like I see men for like love, as we all should see people for love, you know. But I mainly see people, not mainly see people, but I'm very intrigued about what people can offer me mentally, female or male. Damn, I forgot my last point where I was going with that. Because I think I was saying I'm tired of seeing those narratives portrayed. Oh, yeah. So, what people offer me mentally, right? I find it intriguing that all walks of life can literally, like, I can learn something new every day from somebody. Like, literally. And I find it so interesting about the way life works, because I'm a human with my own life experiences, my own knowledge, and of course, other people are too. So, me being able to, like, talk to someone and interact, have that interaction with someone that differs from me, is really, or it could be similar to me too as well. It doesn't always have to be a difference, but you get my point. We should be doing more of that. It shouldn't just be a me thing. And of course, I'm pretty sure there's other people that are intrigued by what I'm intrigued of, but you know, we need people for everything nonetheless. So I guess my final points is to let us try to learn more and judge less. And even if you do have a judgment, right, you make a mental judgment. Don't always be so quick to say your judgments out loud, because you have to be considerate of your audience. You don't know how that person maybe feel. And not everything that someone does is intentional, or their mindset is intentional. You got to think about, some of us grew up on certain beliefs and certain systems that are really ingrained inside our mind, but it's really ingrained inside our mind. So we're only going to have one way of thinking. We may not be open-minded we may not be open-minded enough to see a different side. So I would say patience is really key here when you're having conversations with different people. Just my word of advice. And of course, I'm not perfect, but like I said, this is just information and gems I learned across the way of talking to different people and just, you know, overall experiencing life and what God has given us. Thank you for listening to all my passengers. We may have had a really fast flight today. I'm not quite sure how I want to describe this flight, but you know, thankfully we made it safe to our destination. I hope, I know I flew y'all to a safe destination. But the matter is, are y'all going to stay in the safe destination? And I'll let y'all leave that to interpretation about what I mean by that. I like to be a little mysterious, but no, yeah. But thank you. Voila. Like, I wonder if I could like edit it and it's like, you know. All right.